Hi, my name's Shane Sullivan and I'm the pastor at One River Vineyard Church. My wife Charisse and I, we multiplied out of the Houston Vineyard in around the beginning of 2016 as a church plant under Robin Ruth McLaughlin. I am now the senior pastor at One River. Charisse and I got married in 2003 and have been together ever since, and then in 2018 we adopted 5 children from the Congo of wide and assorted ages and stages of life. That was like drinking from a fire hose and continues to be so. The baby at this point is 7, almost 8, and the oldest is 25.
So I'm not a pastor with the church. Shane is the head pastor. I am part of staff and support, and I kind of just see my role as supporting. So I look for things that got missed or where a need is, whether that's going to the front and welcoming people on a Sunday, or grabbing the offering baskets and getting them where they need to go. Just kind of making sure that everything flows well and that I'm available and that I get to see and love everybody as we go.
One of my favorite things about One River is our commitment to an unorthodox format. We try to bring in some of the more traditional, more liturgical, as well as some of the more modern aspects of church. You will see a traditional kind of worship setup. We make it a deliberate point to always have communion in every single service. We think that is the heart of the gospel message. And then we will do some type of ministry at the end of that. It may be a sermon, it may be a reading, it may be a series of contemplative prayers. We just want to try all of the streams that Jesus left us and see where that brings us.
So my favorite thing about One River Vineyard is the people. I love the community and the connection. I love how multicultural it is. So it just gives us a lot of different perspectives. And I love that we do life together, whether that is celebrating a wedding or mourning a funeral or playing games together as families. I love the community that God has created here with us and for us.
So when you walk in on a Sunday morning service, you're going to notice that we're in a bit of an older building. We meet in the fellowship hall, which is the general meeting area in a church called Willow Meadows Baptist Church. It's built in the 1950s and has all of the quirks that you can expect from a building in the 1950s. We are a smaller congregation. Any Sunday morning you'll meet between 10 and 25 people, including children, and it gives us a tighter knit community. It gives us a closer sense of community. We're always eager to meet new people and have them join into the congregation, but most of us have been in the community for quite a while now, and we know each other very well. Part of the point of church is that we're called to meet and grow together in each other's lives. We're not really here for the one-off swing by Sunday mornings. So we know each other very well, and that's the kind of community that you're going to get when you meet at One River. So Cheryl and Troy are our worship pastors at One River Vineyard. We have an assortment of different musicians that play at different points in time. You're going to get different styles. We have a naturally multicultural environment at Vineyard, so depending on who is worshiping that morning, you're going to get a variety of different songs available and different styles available. And periodically, we will not have any musical worship per se. We'll just have a period of contemplative prayer. So the worship situation fluctuates depending on all kinds of things. The time of year, what we're celebrating, what we're mourning and lamenting, or just how I wake up and feel that morning that the Holy Spirit is leading us. Our children's director is a gentleman named Alan Kelly. He is excellent. He's been doing children's ministry now for almost 2 decades and counting. Kids love him. This is one of the first things you'll notice. They just kind of gravitate towards him. He always goes out of his way to make sure he has a couple of extra parents in the room just to foster the environment, extra supervision, all that kind of good stuff. But he goes out of his way to teach scriptural messages every single week to the kids. It's very engaging. He asks some questions. And of course, the most important part of ministry is there are always snacks. They love the snacks. The age of the children fluctuates a little bit. I think at this point the younger ones are 4 or 5 and the older ones are just starting to become teenagers. And they do an excellent job of iron sharpening iron, of one passing on their knowledge or teaching a little bit differently to the younger generation. And so they're always engaging, they're always interacting, and it seems to make for a very healthy dynamic, and they have a good time doing it. So at this point, we don't actually have a contiguous youth ministry, but it is something that is on the horizon. We have several of the current members whose children are creeping into that age group, and we're gonna have to start giving them an outlet, giving them a small group of their own, things like that. It is something we are aware of. We are looking for someone who will pick up the mantle and carry that. And then of course the Vineyard as a movement has a larger and very healthy youth ministry set up. So it is our wish to be able to tie into that as soon as possible, and it's a work in progress. We absolutely believe that the Holy Spirit is still active in the world and in our services as well. He takes a wide variety of positions. Jesus gave us a list, and so did Paul, of exactly what it is that the Holy Spirit is capable of, but both of those lists are not all-inclusive. He provides us with everything from scriptural interpretation to direct insight. You will see that practiced often and in our service. Somebody will get a word or a vision, and they are quick to share that with the congregation. And a lot of times we'll notice that that is a catalyst for something larger that's going on. We absolutely believe in supernatural and miraculous healing. We have several medical professionals in our congregation that have wonderfully shared with us at different times the miraculous healings that they have seen over the years. And I think each of us at this point in our journey have at least one, if not multiple, stories of Jesus healing somebody. So absolutely believe in miraculous healings. The gospel is the most beautifully complicated and simplistic message for the whole of human history. The word gospel is a militaristic term that came when a conquering general or emperor won and was victorious. And the gospel literally translates to good news and means, congratulations, you've been occupied, you've been conquered. Everyone's favorite message. Jesus flipped that script completely on its head, and his version of good news is actually good news. As you may have navigated through church life at some point in your history, I'm sure you've been told a bunch of different things about what the gospel is and what it means and what you must believe in order to be saved. Wrapped in that is an entire litany of scriptural study and theology and all kinds of different things that we can spend a lifetime digging into. The short answer is this: in the Gospel of John, there are 3 people hanging on crosses, Jesus and 2 criminals. The guy on one side of Jesus looks to him and says, I want to follow you. And Jesus says, today you'll be with me in paradise. If your gospel message does not account for that guy getting into heaven, you have the wrong message. It's complicated, but at the end of the day, it's really, really simplistic. Do you want him? Because he's there. That's the gospel message. I absolutely believe we can make a difference in the world. That encompasses a wide variety of topics and subjects. We can make a difference in the world But I think far too often we get these grandiose visions of how we're going to affect change over the globe. And maybe some of you will, but by and large, we're going to affect things in concentric circles, starting with ourselves, our families, hopefully our communities, and if we're really lucky, something like our state, and a very select few of us, maybe the country, and further even, maybe the world. But before we start worrying about world domination and how we're going to fix the problems of the universe, let's start at the beginning. Let's get out of bed, brush our teeth, and read our Bible. So when you as a visitor leave One River Vineyard, what I hope and pray you will be saying about us is that you felt welcomed and that you felt the Spirit. You felt Him move, and you felt drawn to a period of connection with the Holy Spirit Himself, with Jesus Christ, with God our Father, and that you feel invited to return to our congregation. So come see us and you'll be welcome.
And I look forward to meeting you here and getting to know you and seeing your heart for God and see how He's working in your life and learning how we can partner together to take His vision into our community and into our world and spread the love of Jesus and do the stuff that He does and did.